discussing the causal number 7. And we come to page 5. So, the third page, causal number 8. The causal relation number 8 is Tanha Pacaya Dana. Causes or conditions to arise. On page 306, refers to the 6 types for the 6 sense objects. So we have given them their names. Rupa Tatna, craving for visible object. Saddha Tatna, craving for sound. Gandha Tatna, craving for odor. Rasa Tatna, craving for taste. Tattva Tatna, craving for tangible object, and Dhamma craving for mind object. Or we can also take the 108 modes of craving we described yesterday.
咁我哋今日咧就繼續去講呢一個12緣起嘅第8節啦，就係呢個愛咧就緣取。咁呢個愛緣取嘅意思咧，就係因為有貪愛嘅出現啦，咁佢就會緣起咗下一個緣起之啦，就係取，個結果就係取嘅。咁呢個貪愛咧就係指乜嘢咧？佢咧就係指6種嘅貪愛，特別係呢個心咧對6種嘅外境所產生一種嘅貪愛。咁呢個6種嘅外境咧，就包括色聲香味觸法啦。咁我哋可以將佢分為6種咧，就包括咧色愛咁即係話咧對外邊形象嘅愛啦，或者係聲愛啦，對聲音嘅貪愛啦，對香愛咧對呢個味道香味嘅貪愛。咁味愛咧就係指對舌頭嘗到嘅味道嘅貪愛啦。咁然後咧就係對觸愛咧就係身體嘅接觸嘅貪愛啦。咁最後咧就係法愛啦，就對一啲嘅概念，對一啲心所要做嘅概念產生呢個貪愛。咁又或者我哋可以從108種呢一種嘅貪愛咧係去了解佢嘅。
So in the next paragraph, I will find it. Okay. Yes, 306 now. Now, this Tatna, it causes this Upadana, clinging or grasping to a lot. Upadana is actually a strong craving, a strong desire, and we call it grasping or clinging. So, on page 259, we described 4 types of grasping. these are already described on page 259. Kamupadana, it is the grasping for sense objects. Grasping for sense objects, strong attachment to the sense objects. So kama means sense objects. Deti means the wrong view. So it is grasping of the wrong view. Silapadupadana is grasping of the canine and bovine morality. And that Attavadupadana is grasping to the soul theory, taking that I exist, you exist. Okay.
咁跟住咧就呢個微有個貪愛出現咗之後咧，佢就會燃起一種強烈嘅執取啊！咁我哋咧就叫呢個叫取啊。咁咧呢個取咧，我哋喺259嗰度睇到咧，一共有4種啊。第一種咧就叫做欲取，欲取嘅意思即係心咧對欲界嘅一啲嘅外境嘅嘢咧產生一種強烈嘅執取啦，咁就叫做欲取。第二種咧就叫做邪見取啊，係對一啲邪見啊一啲唔正確嘅執取啦。咁第三個咧就叫戒禁取啊，咁戒禁取咧就係對一啲嘅儀式啦，或者對一啲嘅甚至個人嘅戒德啦產生執取啊，咁都係取嘅一種嚟嘅。咁最後一種咧就叫我取或者叫我有取啊，代表咩咧？就係指我哋相信咧有一個實質實體嘅我存在啊，我相對嘅你啦外界嘅一個實體嘅存在，咁呢個執取都係我哋叫做我取。
Now we shall first explain how the Tathana give rise to Kamupadana. So now we say Kamupadana is sense desire or clinging to the five sense objects. And essentially it stands for Lopa, greed, in the greed-rooted consciousness. So now we see both the cause, Tathana, and the effect, Kamupadana. Both of them stand for greed, Lopa. How can this Lopa, greed, be the cause as well as the effect? So that is the question, and the explanation, we give you 4 explanations.
咁我哋一路睇落嘅時候咧，就會睇到啦我哋會睇呢個究竟呢個欲取佢係點樣生起嘅咁欲取咧，頭先都講過啦，其實係對呢一個欲界即係前面嗰5根咧嗰啲嘅所緣取嘅對象色聲香味觸啦，佢所產生嘅一種強烈嘅執取啦。咁無論係愛咧，或者係取咧，佢哋嘅基礎咧，其實都係由貪出現我哋話8種嘅貪根心，佢哋嘅本質都係貪。咁咧如果係咁樣講咧，我哋就會知道啦貪咧，佢同時咧就係一個因咁當佢變成一個因嘅時候咧，我哋就叫做貪婪啦，即係愛啦。當佢由呢個貪婪緣取變成一個取嘅時候，即係取咧就係一個結果啦。咁佢又係一個果嚟嘅。咁其實咧兩個嘅後面都係呢個貪根啦，貪根心啦。咁究竟點解貪根心咧？佢既係因又係果咧？咁我哋透過4個方面去解釋呢個現象。
Now we shall first explain. Now the first explanation. Tathana, the craving, is weaker than Kamupadana, that grasping in intensity. So we say only when craving becomes very strong, then we call it grasping. For example, a man was introduced to a lady in the function. So when the man looks at the lady, oh, she's very beautiful. So when a man finds a beautiful lady, so craving arises. Oh, she's so beautiful. I'd like to love her, to possess her. So And after the function, they departed, then very soon they forget each other. So that they stop at craving here. Now, if they have the chance to talk to each other, and the man asked the lady, what is your address? What is your telephone number? And then, after they departed, so he tried to contact with her several times and talking on the phone. And finally, he proposed the dating. So they went out together. And after meeting so many times, they fell in love. So when they become lovers, they cannot stay without seeing each other once a day at least. So now it becomes grasping. So that main craving will grow slowly into grasping.
咁我哋睇到咧呢個貪愛咧，即係愛咧，就係弱啲嘅嚇。咁就比呢個喺程度上咧係比呢個欲取咧係比較弱啲嘅嚇。咁例如咧兩個人咧喺一啲聚會嗰度咧見面啦。咁個男士咧就覺得個女士好靚啦，咁個女士就覺得個男士好英俊啦。咁當佢哋有呢個六根嘅接觸咁前面五根接觸嘅時候咧，咁呢個貪愛就會滋長啦。咁當呢個貪愛一路透過六根滋長嘅時候咧，咁可能咧佢哋就好想認識對方啦，問對方嘅資料啦等等。咁如果咧喺呢個聚會完結咗之後，我哋就再見面啦。咁呢一個貪愛咧就冇機會發展成為一個強烈嘅欲取而且一個好強烈嘅執取啦。點解咧？因為佢個程度即係嗰個強烈嘅程度係唔夠，不足以燃起下一個原知嘅，即係呢個欲取咁所以咧佢就停啦。咁但係如果咧佢呢個聚會之後咧，佢哋繼續相互啦，佢哋嗰個男士有女士出街啦，拍拖啦，咁繼續認識對方啦，咁慢慢佢哋互相之間嗰個即係貪愛越嚟越強烈嘅時候咧，咁我哋會變成愛人啦，一變成愛人咧就會有呢個貪愛會強烈到咧，佢哋經常會慾望咧想見到對方啦，無時無刻都諗住對方啦，咁呢個時候咧呢一個愛咧就會原取咗變咗呢個取啦，欲取，咁就變成一個強烈嘅執取。
Now another explanation. They say the desire to get an essence object is craving, and a strong attachment or firm grasping, which develops after getting the object is karma. For example, you went to a shopping mall and you look around. So in the watch shop you saw the latest golden single-file watch. So beautiful. So when it's very beautiful, you like to get it. So if you like to get it, to possess it, then the craving arises. So when you look at the price tag, the price tag is so high, I cannot afford it. So you just walk by and very soon you will forget it. So now you stop with craving, at the stage of craving. Now if you can afford it, and after you bought it, you took it home, you look at it and you put on the hand, so look in the mirror, so you are very, very happy. So now you keep this watch with you, so that means you develop grasping for this watch.
咁第二個咧就從呢個次序去講啦咁有啲人咧就睇到啦，呢個論者咧就會話咧咁當一個人咧未得到一個物件之前，而有對個物件產生一種嘅執取咧貪愛嘅呢個就係即係個貪心，就係想獲取呢個物件咁之後咧，當你獲取到呢個物件之後咧，咁佢就會繼續強化咁就變咗呢個欲取咁即係換言之咧，第二個解釋咧就係從呢個時序嘅過程去解釋㗎。第一個就程度啦，第二個就時序咁例如咧，我哋去呢個shopping 嘅時候啦，咁我見到一隻好靚嘅錶咁就好想買㗎咁如果咧我哋睇完之後，
duality. So duality means little desire. You have little desire for the sense object. Whereas Kamupadana is the opposite of Santocita, contentment. As the little desire can be developed into contentment when you are contented with what you have and you don't desire for anything. So in the same way, Tatna craving can be developed to Kamupadana, grasping.
咁第三種理解嘅方法咧，就係從呢個貪愛同埋欲取嘅對法咧去了解啦。咁我哋首先睇到呢個貪愛咧係乜嘢嘅相對咧？就係小欲小欲之中嗰個小欲嘅相對嚟嘅。而呢個欲取咧就係滿足嘅相對嚟嘅。咁佢哋兩個係唔同嘅。
And the fourth explanation. So, Tatna is the cause of suffering encountered in acquiring wealth and property. Whereas Kamupadana is the cause of suffering encountered in getting the wealth. Now when you have the craving for wealth and property, you have to work very hard to get money. So that suffering is due to craving. Now after you possess a lot of money, you buy the house, the car, and then other property, then you have to gut these property, these houses, these wealth, and this car. These are mine. So I have to look care of all of them. Then you have suffering again. So that suffering is the effect of the Kamupadana, grasping to your wealth and the property.
咁第四種解釋咧，就係指咧，當我哋去獲取一個對象嘅時候，例如獲取一啲財富嘅時候咧，咁咧呢一個過程本身獲取財富嘅過程咧，咁就會有一個苦出嚟嘅咁呢個苦嘅因咧，我哋就叫做貪愛心呢個因。咁當我哋獲取到呢個財富之後咧，咁我哋好辛苦咁獲取到之後咧，咁我哋要保存佢唔俾其他嘢攞走咗佢啦唔俾佢流失啦。咁呢個過程咧亦都有苦㗎咁呢個苦嘅因咧就叫做欲取咁佢哋係唔同嘅因嚟嘅。
Now we can appreciate that Tatna can give rise to Kamupadana. Now still we have to explain how this Tatna give rise to the remaining three grasping. So they are Detupadana, clinging to the false view. Also those who have the false view. Especially there are many religions. So only one religion can be true and the other religion will not be correct. But every religion, the people, they are very much attached to their view. They regard only their views are correct and all other views are wrong. So that means you have no attachment, that is grasping to your view. And then Silavada, but Silavada is clinging to canine and bovine morality. So even during the time of the Buddha, there are people who think that by practicing this canine and bovine morality, so that means you have to live like a dog or like an ox. And by doing that, they think you can purify your mind. You can purify your mind and you can become enlightened and enjoy Nibbana. So they cling to that, the wrong view, and they practice for this dog morality, the ox morality for many years. And also another grasping is Atta Vadupadana, clinging to the Atta or soul theory. So many religions, each one of us. So they say, the soul that we possess is permanent, will never be destroyed, will never be destroyed. And it can be reincarnated life after life. And you have to purify it. For example, like the bathing in the Ganges river, they say by doing that, your soul will become pure. You can be reunited with the Mahabrahma again. So they think like that. So now the soul theory. So from this soul theory, we come to have the wrong view that soul exists, self exists, I exist, person exists, living being exists. So everybody is now regarding, strongly clinging to this, the idea that I exist. So this the Abhidhamma is actually the synonymous with Sakkaya Deity that we call personality, taking this body and mind, or the five gates of existence, to be I. So the Abhidhamma, the Buddha, he tried to explain in different ways to convince us that I do not exist, person do not exist. But however we reach, we still cling to that idea, I still exist. I still exist. So that is these are the meaning of these three kinds of the wrong view. And now we try to explain. Now, so the clinging to the theory that I exist, so is this. And this belief is clearly the outcome of the attachment, the craving to oneself. So the Buddha said, we cannot get rid of this. We are firmly attached to this theory that I exist. Because we love ourselves most. So it's very beautiful, the Buddha said. So, Atta Samapi Manati, in Pali say, everybody loves himself or herself most. And you should regard it to be true. So when a man proposes to you, oh, I love you more than my heart, more than my life, you understand he is lying. So, like in Myanmar, we have the saying, when the world is burnt, then even the mother will put down his child, and stand on the child, just not to get to escape from that heat. And I thought, this cannot be as a parent. For example, we love our children very, very much. We shall even guard our children at the risk of our life. So, to let our child die and to make ourselves alive, I thought it cannot be. But then I read in Novel, so they call it Auschwitz. So Auschwitz is the name of a city in Poland. So in the Second World War, when Hitler gave the command, gave the order, kill all the Jews. So they tried to catch all the Jews, and they brought these Jews to this town, to this city. Now they brought them in the lorry truck, and then when they arrived here, they said, "Now you all got down. You all got down from the lorry. You haven't taken any bath for many days. Now take off all your clothing, and you go down to the basement of this big building for a bath," they said. So these people, they are happy to have a bath. So they say, you put your boots here, your trousers here, and the blouses here. So they ask you to put there. So and then they went into the basement, and they look around. No water pipes. No water pipes. How can we bathe? No water pipe. And then they dropped cyanide cans. Cyanide is very put in the can. So they open the can, they drop it down. So when you drop it down all around that big room, so this cyanide gas, they evaporate. So as they vaporize, so the vapor cyanide, hydrogen cyanide, coming up. So when it comes up to the level of your nose, you cannot breathe anymore. So they scramble each other. They scramble each other just to get higher to breathe. And they found that some mothers put their child and step on the child just to get up, just to breathe for a little while. So that everybody loves oneself most. Because we love ourselves most, so we are so much concerned with this. So this personality belief is very, very strong. Very hard to get rid of.
好，咁跟住咧，我哋就睇呢個貪愛心啦，點樣緣取其他嘅執取啦。咁第二個咧，頭先講到欲取啦，第二個咧就叫邪見取。咁第三個咧就叫戒禁取啦。咁戒禁取嘅意思咧就係當時嘅古印度啦，佢哋好盛行呢個苦行咁喺苦行入邊咧，其中一個代表咧就係佢哋相信咧，如果一個人咧按照一隻狗或者一隻牛嘅生活方式去生活嘅話，咁咧佢哋就會清淨自己嘅罪業咁然後咧就可以得到呢個好嘅果報咁呢個咧就叫做戒禁取見執取咗某一啲嘅即係修行嘅方法，相信呢啲錯誤嘅生活方法可以帶來好嘅結果咁跟住嗰個咧就叫做我取即係執取一個恆常可存在嘅呢一種嘅強烈嘅執取咁呢個邪見，首先我哋講嘅咧就係呢個邪見取啦咁邪見取咧就係我哋睇翻呢個世界好多嘅宗教啦，咁佢哋都相信咧呢個世界咧就係被創造嘅乃至於有好多嘅宗教咧，甚至譬如啲邪教咧，有好多錯誤嘅信念咁呢啲咁嘅宗教嘅信徒咧，佢哋都執着自己所相信嘅嗰個宗教裏面一啲錯誤嘅見解，係牢不可破咁甚至有時我哋自己可能都會有啲嘅錯誤嘅見解都會執取咗，而咧我哋會忽視任何其他人提出嚟嘅一啲正確見解嘅因為我哋對產生咗呢個強烈嘅貪婪即係而且話邪見取。咁跟住咧就係到呢個戒禁取啦。咁呢一個錯誤嘅修行方法係唔會帶來好嘅結果嘅咁但係我哋咧一旦對呢一啲嘅修行方法產生一個欲取嘅即係執取嘅時候咧，咁我哋就會睇唔到㗎，就會好盲目咁樣跟住去修嘅咁最後一個咧就係呢個我見我取咁我哋相信咧好多人都相信啦，呢個世界咧就係由一個主體或者創造主咧係創造出嚟嘅咁譬如呢一個古代嘅婆羅門教啦，咁佢哋係有保持呢個信念。咁後來婆羅門教建立咗佛教嘅某啲嘅思想之後咧，變成現代嘅印度教咁我哋都相信咧呢個大梵咧就創造咗呢個世界啦。咁當我哋呢一個人咧出現嘅時候咧，我哋係有呢一個梵嘅一部分咁呢個就叫做靈魂或者叫小我咁呢個靈魂咧係一個永恆不滅嘅喺呢個輪迴當中咧，佢作為一種不變嘅主體不停咁喺唔同嘅身體嘅輪迴，佢自己係唔會滅嘅，係永恆嘅。咁我哋叫呢個叫阿塔，即係個自我或者叫靈魂。咁咧修行咧就透過一啲嘅祈禱啦，或者一啲嘅儀式咧，去向梵天祈求啦。咁當呢個功德完之後咧，呢一個小我即係呢個靈魂咧，就會同呢個大我嗰個大我咧，就係合而為一嘅。咁所以咧呢一個自我係一個好實在嘅即係佢哋相信呢個自我係一個好實在嘅主體嚟嘅咁其實咧，我哋一般人咧都會有一種即係對自我嘅愛咧，自然就會出現一種好強烈嘅我取嘅咁可能咧呢個世界你最愛嘅人咧，其實係自己咁所以咧喺佛學嚟講咧，即係佛經入邊都有講到 所以咧喺面入邊咧都有一句説話就係呢個狀態就喺危急嘅時候咧，呢個父母咧係自己嘅仔女都唔理㗎，最緊要自己咧可以生存得到即使咧就要踩住佢背脊去求生，靠你啲仔女咧都會做得到咁教授咧就話咧，佢本來就唔相信呢個情況，因為咧其實常識咧或者自己嘅經驗都係知道啦，父母咧係好愛錫自己嘅仔女嘅，甚至有陣時咧係願意咧係即係自己受傷都唔想仔女受傷嘅咁但係咧因為呢個我取嘅關係啦，喺頭先講嘅情況之下咧，人咧其實係會做得出頭先講嘅嘢。
Those who practice the dog morality and ox morality or other futile practices such as sleeping on thorns and also like the grasping on the horse mules, they are actually doing so for the betterment of their self, out of attachment to their self. As they love themselves very much. So they say by such practicing, by such wrong view, by practicing that wrong view, they can go to heaven or Nibbana. So do for the betterment, based on the love or craving, on the attachment to you. So you grasp these wrong views very strongly.
咁喺呢個戒禁取見入面講到咧，就係有啲人咧去收集呢個豬或者對住係啲狗或者係啲牛嘅一啲嘅生活方式咁或者係其他嘅修行嘅方式呢啲修行方式即係有啲錯誤嘅修行方式，就係啲苦行咁譬如咧就瞓喺啲荊棘上邊等等嗰啲咁呢啲咁樣嘅修持咧都係好辛苦㗎。點解有人就咁去做咧？咁原因好簡單啫，因為咧佢哋太過愛自己啦愛到一個程度咧受少少疲勞之傷，佢哋冇乜所謂，因為佢哋最緊要執取嘅就係一個自我，希望咧透過呢啲修行咧，我令到呢個自我即係靈魂咧得到一個更好嘅安心所以咧其實呢一個戒禁取咧，佢個基礎咧都係我取嘅。
So we understand how this craving can give rise to grasping. Now we go to the next, the causal relation, Upadana Pacaya Bhava. So this about the grasping Upadana, a condition of the causes Bhava to arise. Now Upadana is the full grasping that we have just displayed, and then the Bhava. So this bhava and bhava, they literally means becoming or existence. But here it means karma bhava and upapati bhava. So this bhava is taken to be two kinds. Now karma bhava means rebirth producing karma. It includes all wholesome deeds and unwholesome deeds. So when we perform wholesome and unwholesome deeds, we develop karma again. So the total number of karma that we can develop is 29 types of karma. So they are the 29 relations that associate with sentient, mundane, moral consciousnesses and the 12 immoral consciousness. So it is actually, this karma bhava is the same as sankhara, of which we have explained in the first causal relation. So we have said that sankhara is 29 types of karma. And this karma bhava also means 29 types of karma. So their difference is the sankhara is the karma that is performed in the past life, and karma bhava is the karma that are produced in the present life. So that means when you get this strong grasping, you perform actions again. For example, you crave for, say, the chicken, roasted chicken. You think, oh, roasted chicken is very tasty. becomes very strong, like grasping or clinging. So you cannot live without without eating the roasted chicken. So what would you have to do? If you live in the farm, you have to kill the chicken that you raise in the farm, and then you roast it. So that way you perform evil action. The same way, when you grasp for money, so you may steal other people's money, cheat other people's money. And also people, they also perform very dubious deeds because of this grasping. Because when they listen to the Dhamma, so the Buddha, he said, if you give donation generously, then you will become very rich in the future. So you will enjoy the celestial existences, enjoy great the pleasure. So you crave for that, to become a rich person, to become celestial being, to enjoy the sense pleasure to a great extent. So what did you do? When you grasp it, you want to become like a celestial being. You also perform very glorious deeds, like giving donation and observing moral precepts and also undertaking meditation. So because of grasping, we perform both wholesome action and unwholesome action. So the total number of karmas that can be developed will be the same as sankhara, 29 types of karma.
行 於呢、個不善業嗰邊啊，12種不善心所引發出嚟嘅思所跟住做出嘅業啦。咁另一個例子咧就係、善話善業裏面咧，咁譬如有個人咧佢聽人哋講啦，就話咧布施咧係有好多好處㗎，譬如咧可以令到你下一世有錢啲啊，或者可以去天界啦、做天人啦，咁享受各種嘅樂啦等等嚇。咁當佢聽到之後咧，佢就對呢一啲外境即係話富有啦，同埋將來往生天界啦，產生一種好強烈嘅貪愛心咯喎。呢個就係貪愛啦。咁佢越諗咧，嗰、個執取越強啦。咁後來就變成取啦咁跟住咧佢就去布施啦就去真正嘅做業出嚟咁佢呢個過程咧，其實係一個雖然係善業但係佢都係一個貪愛心所引發出嚟嘅咁無論點啦我哋就睇到啦，呢一個業有咧就係29種嘅思心所佢所聯繫到嘅心咧善心同不善心咧所引發出嚟咁咧喺呢個意義上咧，造業呢個意義上咧，佢係同呢個行咧係一樣意思嘅。
Karma bhava is the active karma process. Active karma process of becoming, whereas upapati bhava is the karma resultant process, or you can call it the rebirth process. Now, for easy understanding, you just take note. This karma bhava is the same as sankhara, Now, as sankhara conditions the arising of vijnana and nama rupa. So also here we say here, the sankhara gives rise to vijnana and nama rupa. So you remember in causal relation number 2, we say sankhara paccaya vijnana. So sankhara is 29 types of karma. And it gives rise to the vijnana. So vijnana we take to be 32 lokiya vipaka cheta. 32 mundane result and consciousness. And then the third causal relation say the vijnana paccaya. Vijnana paccaya nama rupa. Vijnana paccaya nama rupa. This nama rupa we have taken to be 35 mental factors. Nama, mentality, means 35 mental factors that associate with this 32 result and consciousnesses. And rupa is taken to be 18 kammaja rupa. So, as the sankhara, they give rise to, actually, it is sankhara, 29 types of karma, that give rise to this 32 result and consciousness, and 35 mental factors that associate with them, and the 18 kammaja rupa. Now, the karma bhava, will again give rise to this thing. So we say, you take upapati bhava to be 32 lokiya vipaka cheta and the 35 associated mental factors and 18 kammaja rupa. So the Buddha, he didn't like to repeat again. So in the causal relation 2 and 3, we also say sankhara paccaya vijnana. Vijnana paccaya nama rupa. Now we say now in the present life, we perform the new actions again, so we develop 29 types of karmas again. So these 29 karmas will give rise to this vijnana and nama rupa again. So we didn't repeat it, so it should be understood now. Okay.
跟住咧，我哋睇落去啦，就呢一個業有咧，業有咧就係一種自主嘅一種主動嘅去造業嘅呢個過程咁呢個造業嘅過程咧，做完之後咧，佢有個果出嚟咁呢個果報咧，心咧就係呢個身有嗰度出現 32種嘅世間果報咧，心咧佢就會同35種嘅心所同埋18種嘅業身識咧係互相連繫嘅。咁所以咧呢一啲過程咧就同我哋之前嘅緣知即係如果大家記得啦，呢個行緣識、識緣名色第二、第三個嗰個緣起嘅關係咧係好類似嘅咁咧其實一個就講緊過去啦，而家呢個就係講緊現在。咁基本上咧就係由一個心引發下一刻嘅果現出咗嚟嘅咁所以為咗簡單一點咧，我哋可以將呢個現有咧就當做行咁呢個行咧佢如果睇翻之前嗰個緣知咧，行咧就緣呢個識啦意識咁呢個意識咧就會緣名色。咁呢個關係咧就相當之似呢個現有同埋身有咁呢一個如果大家睇翻啦呢一個過程入邊咧，32種嘅世間果報心咧，佢呢個心咧佢就會緣起咗乜嘢咧？就係明法名色嘅明法啦，明法。咁嗰18種嘅業身識咧，佢就會緣起呢個咩咧？就等於呢個色法。咁一個係精神狀，一個物質狀咁所以咧佢就呢一個緣知呢個業有同埋身有咧，佢哋之間關係咧就非常之類似於第二同埋第三個呢個緣知嘅咁當我哋受到過去嘅一個行嘅作用嘅時候咧，我哋有29種嘅思心所會出現啦。咁呢個過去嘅行咧，佢咧就會引發呢一個名色啦，即係行呢個名色咁呢個過程咧，其實到現在，當我哋有欲取有嘅，而家呢一刻做嘅時候咧，佢就會重複一次嘅。不過佢用嘅形式咧，就係呢個現有同埋呢個身有但係其實佢嘅本質係一樣。
So now we can go to the next observation, number 10. Number 10. Bhava Pattaya Jati. Bhava conditions jati to arise. So now this bhava, we take it to be karma bhava, which stands for 29 types of karma, or 29 types of karma. So now we say it in a different way. So instead of saying there's the sankhara conditions, the vijnana to arise, so we say here this karma bhava, conditions, the but, jati means but. But means to be conceived in the mother's womb and then to be born. It's called but, so for human beings. But not for the celestial beings. They are born automatically. As soon as they attain the celestial existence, they are born spontaneously, you see. So that means the but arises immediately. So, now what is this jati? Now this jati refers to the arising or becoming of upapati bhava, the rebirth process. So, now right at the first instant of conception or Isandi Sita, so there will arise 32 Lokiya Vibhaga Cheta, the 5 Veda seekers, and 18 Kamaka Rupa. And the arising of these, the consciousness and mental factors, and the arising of the Kamaka Rupa is taken to be but
呢個身咧，身係咩意思咧？身咧就係指頭先由呢一個身有所引發出嚟嘅下一個過程啦。呢個就係一個輪迴嘅結身化行，會叫做身。咁就係喺呢一個結身嘅行啦，佢哋有30種嘅呢一個世間果嘅心情狀啊。咁同時亦都會相應嘅咧有35種嘅心所啦。咁同埋咧呢一個世間嘅果報心啦，同埋咧有18種嘅生死啦，都出現咗啊。咁呢個成個過程咧，我哋叫身行啊，即係結身嗰個過程。咁呢角度嚟講，係啦。
So when a karma produces its result, so we say it produces a new existence. So in our conventional term, we say it produces a new existence. So in the ultimate sense, the existence does not exist. Existence does not exist. What really exists is this consciousness, the associated mental factors, and the material. So when the karma produces a new existence, we say it first produces rebirth consciousness. And then it keeps on producing the life continuum consciousness, one after another, throughout the whole of the lifespan. And during the existence, like the eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, etc., also arise. So all these are resultant consciousness. So if you take all the 29 karmas and the resultant consciousness that they can produce, will amount to 32 mundane resultant consciousness. Now, when the resultant consciousness arises, the mental factors must arise together. Remember, consciousness and mental factors must arise together. They cannot arise separately. So that means, so the rebirth consciousness and mental factors arise together, and at the same time, the karma-born materiality is also produced at the same time. So at the same time, so karma materiality also is produced, like the one after another. We say at every sub-moment it is produced. So these are actually the result of the karma. The karma produced resultant consciousness, associated mental factors, and also these 18 types of karmic rupa. So in the past life we say we perform the karma, so we call them sankhara. So sankhara will produce, we say 32 resultant consciousness, 35 associated mental factors, and the 18 karmic rupa. Now the karma go up. In the present life, we perform new actions again. So we develop the 29 types of karma again. So they will produce the same result, just like here. So now Buddha said, the karma will produce the but means the arising of these resultant consciousness and the associated mental factors and kamaccha rupa, the arising of these are regarded as but, not as but. Now after they arise, they exist, like for one consciousness, we say, they have 3 features, that is arising, existing, and dissolving or perishing. So, when they arise, we call that as but. Now when they exist, we say now it becomes aging. It's become aging. And then when it perishes or dissolves, we say it is dead. So that we explain actually in the next causal relation. So the same thing with the materiality. It also has 3 features: arising, existing, and perishing, dissolving. So the arising of mentality, materiality, is regarded as but, jati, and the existing is regarded as aging, so we will call it jara, and then their dissolution or their perishing
相應嘅呢一個心所啦、心所啦，同埋嗰個色法，咁咧就一齊去生起嘅。咁呢個心嘅過程咧係一種嘅果報心嘅過程嚟㗎。咁我哋頭先講到呢個叫身有啦嘅過程。咁呢個果報心咧共有32種嘅。咁佢世間嘅果報心啦，咁佢就會同呢一個相應嘅18種嘅緣生色啦，同埋先講到29種嘅思心所啦，即係思嗰個心所造業嗰個心所嗰個裏面咧加埋一齊，咁變成一個下一生嘅輪迴。咁喺呢個過程入邊咧，只有呢個心啦、心所啦，同埋呢個色法咧喺度作用緊嘅。咁所以喺世俗睇嗰個層面上面咧，我哋咧就會話咧有個人咧就開始存在啦，即係結生啦，存在啦。咁但係其實如果從究竟睇嘅角度嚟睇，或者聖義體嘅角度嚟睇咧，其實純粹咧就係啲名色法喺度作用緊嘅啫，就唔存在一個實體就由冇變成有嘅。咁純粹一個名色法嘅因緣嗰個過程緣起嘅過程咧，會製造出嚟嘅。咁中間只有名色法。咁我哋睇到啦，喺呢個結生嘅過程入邊咧，一個心咧係有3個過程嘅。第一個咧就係生嘅過程啦，即係出現嘅過程；第二個咧就係變化嘅過程，或者叫異嘅過程啦。咁第3個過程咧就係消失嘅過程，或者叫變嘅過程。咁呢3個過程，每一個過程咧都會緣起咧佢相應嘅呢一個緣生色啦。咁呢個係我哋之前上堂嘅時候都講過嘅。咁呢啲咁樣嘅果報心，即係心有嘅過程入邊咧，結生嘅過程入邊咧，佢所帶起嘅呢一個心啦，同心所啦，同埋呢個色法嗰個數字咧，咁頭先都同大家講咗啲組合。
We go to consolidation 11. So now we can understand better in consolidation 11. So here we say Jati Paccaya Jara Marana Soga Prideva Dukha Domanasa Upayasa Samphavanti. So the meaning Jati, this Jati is birth, before. Conditions Jara Marana. Jara is aging or getting old. Marana is death. So if you get the birth, then you will encounter aging and death. So jati conditions aging and death to arise, or jara marana arise as a consequence of jati. And here the jati also produces, instead of jara marana, also soka, prideva. So we'll explain this later on. Now we just explain this jara marana first. So now we repeat this as we have described in the course of number 10. Jati, the birth, refers to the arising of upapatibhava. So upapatibhava means the arising of 32 lokiya vipaka cheta, the same thing like here. The 32, the resultant consciousness, 35 associated mental factors, and the 18 Kamaya Rupa. That's what we said in number 10. Now we explain again here. Now every ultimate reality, this ultimate reality refers to ultimate mentality as well as ultimate materiality. So it has the characteristic of arising, in Pali we call upada, and existing, titi, and dissolving or perishing, Benga. So they have these 3 features. Thus, after arising upada, titi and Benga must inevitably follow. So upada, this arising, is called jati, but, and this titi, the existing, is called jara, aging, and then Benga, the perishment or dissolution, is called death. So jara marana must arise as a consequence of the jati birth. As the arising and existing and dissolving of Upapati-bhava, that is the new existence, are designated as much aging and death, respectively. We should know that beings are facing rebirth, and then aging or decay, and then death at every conscious moment. So this instant we mean conscious moment. So as we use here, conscious moment, instant. At every conscious moment, according to Abhidhamma, conventionally we think that we are born just once. Becomes old slowly throughout the years, and then finally die just once in this life. And the phenomena that death arises as a consequence of rebirth at every conscious moment is known as Khanika Marana. Khanika is momentary death. Khanika Marana, momentary death. And we should be aware of that. We are dying at every conscious moment. And we are again born, luckily. We are born again and again. After every consciousness moment. So this, the momentary death is called Khanika Marana.
跟住下一個原知咧，十二原知嘅第11個12緣起嘅最後一個原知喎。咁呢個原知咧就係生啦。咁生咧就會緣咩咧？緣呢個老啦、死啦、愁啦、悲啦、苦啦、憂啦，咁最後冇啦。咁呢個生咧，其實佢緣起嘅就係後面嗰一集即係話結生之後咧，佢就會一路緣起咧老啦、死啦，大家頭先講啲所有嘅緣知。咁我哋咧就逐個去睇啦。咁頭先講咗呢個生咧，其實當佢一生嘅時候，其實即係等於生有即係現有同生有啦。咁嗰個生有一引發咗之後咧，佢就會有相應嘅心啦、心所啦，同埋呢一個成法啦。咁個數字咧就係32個世間果報生啦，35個心所啦，咁同埋18種嘅業生識。咁根據阿毗達摩啦，每一刻嘅對住根據阿毗達摩啦，所有嘅究竟法咧都必須有3個剎那嘅3個時刻嘅。咁第一個時刻咧就係出現嘅時候，咁第二個時刻咧就係存在變化嘅時候啦。咁第三個時刻咧就係分解嘅時候。咁如果我哋按照呢個過程去睇咧，就係當我哋一有任何嘢出現嘅時候咧，佢跟住咧佢就會存在一陣啦，變化啦，咁跟住就會消失嘅。呢個係一個定律嚟嘅。咁喺呢一度咧，我哋睇到啦，生咧，即係喺呢個過程，喺頭先講嘅3個過程之後咧，就係第一個過程。咁跟住咧就出現咗呢個生啦，然後變化過程咧、存在過程咧，就係jhana啦，即係老啦。咁跟住咧就到分解嘅過程啦。咁呢個分解嘅過程咧，其實就係原知入邊嘅老啦，即係對住死老死嗰個死。咁所以咧老死咧，佢就必然係呢個生呢一個原知咧嘅必然嘅後果嚟。咁所以咧，當出現咗變化，繼續存在，然後變化啦，同埋分解咧，呢個就係一個新嘅呢個生有嘅過程。咁我哋就用唔同嘅原知咧去解釋。咁但係咧，如果從阿毗達摩去睇咧，呢一個過程咧係每一個心嘅生滅你嗰個意識個心嘅生滅咧都會發生嘅。佢唔係淨係指咧一個人由出世到死亡嗰刻嗰個咁長嘅時間，佢指嘅咧就係每一個心嘅時刻，每一個剎那嘅時刻，咁佢都會出現呢3個過程。咁所以咧，按照呢一個意義咧，我哋咧喺每一次心嘅生滅咧，都係不停咁樣咧係經歷呢3個過程。咁呢3個過程入邊咧，就 咧成世人流流長嗰個生死嘅過程啊。咁我哋睇到呢個究竟係同而家每一個剎那都喺度有呢個過程。
Now we continue. As the result of rebirth, jati, worry is sota, lamentation is priteva, pain is dukkha, grief is domanassa, and despair, upayasa, may also arise. So these are also the results of this rebirth. So we use here may also arise. We don't say they will surely arise. Like every aging and death will definitely arise. But these five, they may or may not arise. So these five resultants are not primary, nor inevitable. They are secondary and may or may not arise, depending on conditions. They do not arise in the Brahmas. So the Brahmas cannot become the sad or the worry, and they cannot develop like the bodily pain or this is mental pain, grief and despair, etc. So when these worry, lamentation, pain, grief and despair arises, you get anger-rooted consciousness arising at that time. So in the case of the Brahma, the anger-rooted consciousness cannot arise in them, because they say the anger-rooted consciousness associated with the painful mental feeling. So it is very hot also. And if the Brahma they develop this anger or sadness, sorrow, grief, etc. They develop the anger-rooted consciousness.